Yeah.
Hey guys, I'm Jenna from the Flip Flop Barnyard. I'm getting ready to make some mozzarella cheese today. The type of cheese I'm making is traditional mozzarella. It's not a 30-minute mozzarella. It does take a long time, quite a few hours to make, but it's really good because you culture the cheese and it just gives it a really great flavor. And in my opinion, it's better than the 30-minute mozzarella. We purchased our cultures for our cheese from Cultures for Health. I am not affiliated with them in any way, but I just think they have a great product. They are non-GMO cultures and they have really good flavor, and we've had really good luck with them so far. So I'm not by any means an expert cheesemaker. We've just got our cow recently and just started, but I used 2 gallons of milk, and I did skim our milk. I don't prefer to make cheese with skim milk. It's just that I like the cream for other things. So I didn't completely skim it. I did leave about a 1/4 inch or so of cream on the milk. And I will start out by heating this to about 90 to 95 degrees, slowly over about a medium-low heat. And I'm just using this thermometer that came with our turkey fryer, and I will bring you back in a little while once our milk is heated up. Alright guys, I'm back. This has been sitting for a few minutes and it's heated up to 95 degrees. I am ready to go ahead and put my culture in. There's not a lot in the packet, so you want to be sure to get it all out. And then I just simply stir it with a clockwise up and down motion to get it really well incorporated. It's going to sit, you want to keep it at 90 to 95 degrees for 45 minutes to let it culture. It's also known as the ripening phase. So once I stir this for a little bit here and get it really well incorporated, I pull my thermometer out and I put a lid on it, and I'll check this probably every 15 minutes to make sure that it's still warm enough. And I go ahead and take just a big bath towel and wrap it up to insulate it a little bit, and I found that this really does keep the pot warm and I don't really have to heat it up anymore during this phase. So once our 45 minutes is up, I'll come back and show you the next step. Alright guys, I'm back. This has been sitting and ripening or culturing for the past 45 minutes at 90 degrees, and I am taking this towel off and setting it aside. And now the next step is to add our rennet, which is the coagulant. It's going to cause our curd to separate from the whey. I use organic vegetable rennet. It's a double strength from Cultures for Health. Again, it's all non-GMO. And I'm just going to remove my lid. I've got 1/4 cup of cold water, very cold water, and I'm going to use half a teaspoon of rennet for my 2 gallons of milk. I just stir it in the water and dissolve it really well. And then I take and pour it around my milk, and I'm going to stir it again up and down clockwise, and this time I'll stir it for a good little bit, and then when I'm done stirring it up and down, I'm going to stir the top to keep the cream from separating in the milk. After that, I'm going to check the temperature again, because again, you want to keep it at about 90 to 95 degrees. I'm going to let it sit anywhere from 60 to 90 minutes. You want a really good solid curd. I found for some reason with Gertie's milk, it takes a little longer to separate, so it's been going more about like the 90-minute range for us. But as soon as my curd separates, it'll be time to cut it, and that's kind of the fun part. So I'll bring you back to that in just a few minutes. Alright guys, I'm back. It's been sitting here for about 2 hours now. I'm not really sure why it takes so long for it to separate. I'm going to have to do a little more research on that and figure out why it's taking so much time. But I'm going to cut the curd. I'm still learning how to do this, so it's not going to be perfect by any means. But pretty much we're just going to take my long bread knife in and make slices through the curd every inch about. I go all the way to the bottom. And my measurements are not exact by any means. Then I'm going to come across this way and do them in the other direction. And they're kind of moving away from me, but you can see they're cubes, sort of. And then I'm going to kind of come in at an angle this way to cut them into smaller chunks, going all the way to the bottom. All right, And that's pretty much it for this step. It has to sit here for another 30 minutes and the curds will shrink up some and it will separate even more, and we'll come back and head to the next step. Hey guys, I'm back again. It's been about 30 minutes since we cut our curd. I'm gonna go ahead and stir it and see what they're looking like. I have a lot of big chunks in here, but they look pretty good. I'm gonna use my spoon to break them up a little bit, but pretty much I'm just gonna stir them up here, and the smaller they are, the easier it is to release the whey. So they'll just continue to release whey. Yeah, I didn't really cut my curd all that great. I told you that I'm new to this. But it looks like it's gonna make some great cheese. It's sticking together and stringy. But what we'll do is over the next hour, we're gonna stir this and heat it up slowly to 100 degrees. And then from there, we'll head to the next step. Keep watching. All right, we have let this sit. It was actually 30 minutes to heat up to 100 degrees, not an hour. I had that wrong. But so it's been sitting for 30 minutes, heating up at 100 degrees. And now I'm gonna drain the whey out. I always catch it in a bowl because you can keep it and use it for all kinds of good stuff. We usually keep some out to soak our grains and just some different things like that. And the rest that we don't use, we go ahead and dump to the pigs. So none of it goes to waste. So first, I'm just gonna carefully dump this. And it's a lot of whey. And my strainer actually gets buried under the whey. And I'm gonna pull it up, and there's my cheese curd right there. So I'm gonna kind of squeeze a little bit of the whey out of it. And then I'm gonna add a little bit of whey back to my pot. And we're gonna acidify the cheese. So I'll show you how that's done in just a couple of minutes. All right, I've strained my curds. They're there in the strainer draining a little more. I've put some whey back in the pot, and I am going to go ahead and put in about 2 tablespoons of salt into my whey. I have it heated to about 170 degrees, and I'm going to stir it to dissolve the salt. I found that this gives the cheese a better flavor, adding the salt during the stretching and the acidifying process. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my curd, and you can see it's in a nice solid blob, for lack of a better term. And I'm just going to lay that in here in the pot, and we're going to keep the temperature at about 170 degrees, and it's going to sit for 30 minutes at a time. After 30 minutes, we will turn it, and we'll continue doing that for 2 to 3 hours every 30 minutes. So the cheese can acidify and it'll get nice and stretchy. So we'll come back when we're ready to do the actual stretching of the cheese. All right, we have this cheese heating up so I can stretch it. It's starting to get more pliable. As you can see, it's not just a solid mass anymore. So I'm gonna dip it in the whey and let it get really hot, and just like stretch it between my 2 paddles here. I'm not a cheese stretching expert by any means, but I think it seems to be going pretty well. All right, I'm just grabbing the cheese with my spatulas and pulling it and kind of just letting it stretch out and fall. I'm doing it in another spot. Let it just do its cheese stretchy thing here. It's pretty cool. And then dip it back in the whey to let it get hot again. And stretch it some more. And you'll do this for a little while until you feel like your cheese is sufficiently stretchy. And then it will be ready to sit and cool, and you'll have mozzarella to eat before too long. Looks pretty good to me. It's a really smooth and elasticy kind of look and texture to it. Woo, stretchy. All right, I think it's pretty well stretched. I'm going to turn my eye off so I don't scorch my pan with this way. I'm going to go ahead and bring my curd over to my cutting board. Make sure it all, you can see it's really stringy. And it's pretty hot right now to touch, but that's pretty much it. 2 gallons of milk turns into this nice piece of mozzarella cheese. Thanks for watching. Until next time. As always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video, share it with all your friends, hop over to the blog, and sign up for our newsletter at flipflopbarnyard.com. You can keep up to date with everything that's going on around here. Until next time, happy homesteading!